The Chief Health Officer says she's very worried about two potential COVID threats that have emerged in Queensland today. Another truck driver has tested positive and was in the community for 5 days. 3 new exposure sites have been identified at Beenleigh. And a school on the Gold Coast is closed after a family travelled to lockdown Melbourne. But fury and frustration is growing at Queensland's hardline border stance, locking people out.
3-year-old Memphis is one of the few allowed back into Queensland. Sent to holiday with his grandparents in rural New South Wales 8 weeks ago, he hasn't been home to Hervey Bay since.
He does want to go home. He wants his mother and father.
But after his plight gained nationwide attention,
this is a profound moral failure.
This afternoon he was given permission to fly back.
Yes, of course he's been given an exemption. We wouldn't leave a child in another state, but we have to be asked to be able to give an exemption.
People have been stranded since the government shut the border to even Queensland residents, a 2-week pause on arrivals because quarantine hotels were full.
We estimate that there are, hundreds, if not thousands, of people who are effectively homeless in New South Wales because they can't get home.
This is where me and my wife and my daughter sleeps.
Many are camping.
My elderly father-in-law's just had shoulder surgery. He's in a swag with my oldest fella.
This is where Mark Saxby's family of 6 people and 2 dogs have lived for a month, waiting to cross the border and move into the house they bought in Mackay.
We've been vaccinated. We haven't left here, okay? They haven't had a case here in like over a year. 0 sewage detection. You show me how we're a threat.
Bundaberg couple Susan and John Hosking are in a caravan park in Moree. They travelled to Victoria to say goodbye to John's elderly mother.
Every day we get up and there's just the unknown, are we going to still be here by Christmas?
50 precious quarantine spaces will open up on Saturday.
If the hotels are full, the hotels are full, Mr Speaker. This is about keeping Queenslanders safe.
Our border is our front line of defence for millions of Queenslanders.
But there are fears that border may have been breached. This Gold Coast school is closed because 2 students visited lockdown Victoria.
Early indications are this family recently travelled to Melbourne before returning undetected to the Gold Coast via an inland route.
After initially declining, the family of 5 has now agreed to be tested.
I've had to ask that all children who attend that same school need to go into quarantine until we're able to get a test result.
And another truck driver has been diagnosed. The 46-year-old travelled from Sydney and tested positive in Pimpama. He was infectious in the community for 5 days.
We are still seeking to interview this gentleman because he is working and we understand he is on the road still in New South Wales. But we are testing his close household contacts.
More exposure sites are expected to be released tomorrow. Jessica Van Vonderen, ABC News.
The Queensland Police Service is making COVID vaccines mandatory for its employees. All officers and staff must have their first dose by October the 4th and their second by January next year. The Commissioner says it's important the community feels safe when interacting with police.